Hello guys, welcome to another trade recap, and today we got longs across the board. I took some longs on ES and also some longs on EQ, and let me just go ahead and explain why I took those longs today. So first of all, well, there were two main reasons for me liking the longs today. The first one was Nvidia earnings. We ended up being positive on that, so I was kind of bullish. The Nvidia weight on the Nasdaq is actually pretty decent. And then the other reason why, let me just show you how over here my higher time frame chart. So pretty much we are now, I'm not gonna take this in consideration because it's not the new range. But we're pretty much on ES, we open above this range I was seeing since Thursday of last week. That was well, it started informing on Thursday. And I took some time explaining this on the last recap. So pretty much we open higher above this range, above the range over here, and I was like, okay, so I want to see if price can hold above this range and maybe get some longs out of it, and that's actually what we did today. So we got this spin pretty much at 9 a.m. in the morning, this 9 a.m. candle, and from there, let me just go to 1 minute. We pretty much bounced from there. So that was also the main idea. And let me just go over here to my chart. Okay, so this is the trade that I took today on ES. Um, so I'm pretty happy with this trade. If I'm being honest, I'm really happy that I took the chance on this trade, and the reason for that was because I actually waited a little bit longer today to take a trade on ES because I was thinking, you know what, like the double break might happen just because it has been happening a lot. So despite the fact that I was not bearish at all, I was open to just like completely disregard the double break today and just take the longs after the double break happens. Here I was already seeing the possible longs on this push lower. I was like, okay, we're gonna double break lower, and then I can take the longs after that. Um, Price ended up just rejecting here from a higher low, and then pushing higher again. I was like, you know what, bro? And also I was watching in Q on the other side. Let me just show you guys over here. Because I have more other trades over here. But I was seeing in Q already broke the range. Actually, in Q did have the double break, and it was a winner on NQ. Had the double break, close again above New York and overnight. I was like, bro, I think we're gonna go. But I lower my size today. And I had a bigger stop than usual today. The reason for that is because, bro, like I was thinking, okay, if we have the double break, I still want to be long. So I just decided to have a light bigger stop loss today, just to in case we decided to double break lower. Because I still want to be long. So I just decided to have a little extra space underneath opening range low. I actually have my stop at very high. I'm not sure if it was a right spot to have it, but I just wanted to have a little bit more space. I think it's like 4 points. Yeah, like 6 point extra of stop loss just because I wanted to be long either or in case the double break happens. So that was my reasoning behind this stop loss. And I ended up just taking my profits at this being over here, which pretty much almost at the highs. I was targeting this, but when I saw price getting here, I was like, you know what, it's close enough. I just closed my trade on my Ignite on this. And then I also jumped on my Top Step account on this candle at 1010. So I saw this good close above here. I was like, okay, bro, bet. Let me just take this trade now on my Top Step. Ended up taking this trade on my Top Step here. Ended up just closing the trade over here. And after that, I closed one of the trades that I had on NQ. And after this, let me just go ahead and explain the trades that I took on NQ. And the trades that I took on NQ were on my Lucid account. This long on ES was on my Ignite and on my Top Step. Let me just go ahead and explain why I took the NQ longs. So one thing I would say, despite the fact that I was green on NQ today on that account, I 100% agree with the fact that I could have been a little bit more patient today on NQ. So I ended up taking this long over here, and I think I had like kind of like like unreal expectations of price today, maybe just because I was just looking at this highs over here. And I was like, bro, like we're like so close, bro. And also we have like these equal highs over here, equal highs over here. I was like, bro, like we're gonna go, like I think we can reach that price today. So I ended up going long on this candle over here above overnight. Had my stop all the way to London over here. The reason why I put my stop all the way to London, It was because in ES did not. So I was still having in my head the idea that ES might double break lower, just in case to account for that. I had a bigger stop loss on this trade, so I ended up just closing this trade over here at 1022, just because it's been so slow over here and we're not able even to break above the open range high. I was watching Bookmap and it was just it was nothing really important in Bookmap to tell me, you know what, bro, like we actually gonna push here. So I ended up just closing the trade. um so then I ended up taking another trade once we got this reaction, but it was too far from BWAP. And I was like, you know what, bro? Actually, my initial target for this was here. Actually, I was targeting this highs. There was equal highs over here, so it was this highs. Actually, this highs over here, which we ended up actually hitting. The thing is that I was like, bro, like I'm in this long over here, and if we look at price over here, we're pretty much on this range. You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking a long on top of the range. And I'm not saying we're not kind of quote unquote trending. The thing is that we are, well, I guess we're not fully trending just yet, bro. Like we're not even like to push past the opening range high. We're kind of like chopping around it, slowly grinding up and then just pulling back over here. So I ended up just closing this trade on a small red, which pretty much um got like half of the profits back from this small trade over here. So quote unquote still was green, like 15 bucks, but pretty much we can say break even. You know what I'm saying? After this trade, so I waited, bro. I waited, and then once I got my pullback over here, I saw this candle close, and I was like, "Bad, bro, let's go." So I took the long over here, and then I'm just closing the trade over here at this area over here. The reason for that was because I mean, first of all, it paid like super quick. Second of all, we are on this area over here, and also I was watching this fair value gap being as a current resistance, or we cannot actually pass through, and we actually never inverse this fair value gap until later. I can show you guys here. Oh, actually we did, huh? Okay, yeah, I guess we did later, but still, I was watching this area as a resistance zone, as a block, as a resistance zone here, pretty much, that we cannot actually pass. So here, again here, rejecting even harder. So I was like, you know what, bro? I think it's a good area for me to take my profits. We got paid quick, so I'm out of this, bro. So yeah, pretty happy with this trade. And one thing I said on my ex was like, you know what, like I think on NQ we can discard these two initial trades, like cancel this, and just focus on this type of trades on NQ. And again, like this trade was 1 2 3 4, like 3 4 5 minutes, bro, of just like in this trade, and just like really quick, bro. So I ended up just taking my profits around for the day, and that I'm up like $100 on that account from that small trade over there. So yeah, I mean, really happy as an overall with my trading today. I'm mostly more proud of the trade that I took on ES, just because I was like, I gave myself a chance on this shirt, and I was like not fully sure if I wanted to be long. I wanted to wait a little bit longer, but I was like, you know what, bro, let me just have a bigger stop today and just rock with it, and see what happens. So I actually like that I give myself a chance on this trade, and also give myself a chance to trust my intuition to having a bigger stop today. Actually, I think this is the first time that I had like implement this of a bigger stop loss today. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep doing this, not sure if it's gonna be a good thing on the long run, or it's gonna be affecting my trading later, but today worked. And I think it was a valid reasoning for me to have a bigger stop loss just today, right? But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for me today. I hope you guys made some money. Oh yeah, by the way, this is just a markup. This is when NQ actually bounced, and we actually not fully pulled back to BWAP, but I was watching this handoff that pretty much respected all the way. Pretty well, we respected this handoff pretty much when we were like quote unquote slowly moving above on this area here. And once I saw also that we were closing above this, it was a good signal for me to also, saying this on yes. But I took the trade on NQ because NQ was the one that actually retested the BWAP. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for me today. I hope you guys made some money on the longs today. And I hope you guys also learned something from my markups and even from your own trading. And yeah, guys, let's hope tomorrow we have a better day than today. Today, sorry, tomorrow I think it's gonna be the last. Yeah, I think it is because 31st is gonna be on Monday, so we can say that tomorrow is gonna be the last day of the month, quote unquote. So yeah, let's finish the month and the week strong, and well, let's take good trades and not be forcing anything tomorrow. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys have a nice rest of your day, and see you guys tomorrow. Take care.